Hello, welcome to the first part of this video series for your Algebra 1 EOC. The first problem here we have, look at the radical, negative 8 times square root of 726. What is a rewritten form of the radical? So, on simplifying this, negative 8 times 726, your answer is going to be one of these four. So, which option is correct? We have to verify. Alright, let's go. First step, I'll simplify this is 726. Simplify it by finding all the factors of this 726. Okay, so 726 even number, smallest factor of 726, that is a 2 I can have, because 2 divides 726 how many times? 2 can divide 7 3 times. 6, so 7 minus 6 is 1, that is 12. So again 2 can divide the 12 6 times. This is there is a 3, I like that 3. Right, 726 is broken down as 2 times 363. Now 2 cannot divide 363, but clearly I can see 3 is divisible here. 3 divides 3 1 times, 3 can divide 2 times, and 1. 121. 121 is a perfect square. You know that it is 11 times 11, 121. Or make use of a calculator and break it down into factors like this. So, this completes my factorization of a 726. 726 is broken down as 11 times 11 times this, 11 times 11 times 3 times 2. So in these factors you can see that 11 is repeated, right? So 11 times 11. So once it comes out of the square root, that pair 11 can be written as just 11. Or as you know, 11 times 11 is 121. Square root of 121 is 11. So it came out of the square root, leaving behind 3 times 2, that is 6. 6 is still inside the square, so leave it there. Now come back to this problem. Negative 8 times 726 is what? 11 times square root of 6. Got it? So 726 is simplified as 11 times root 6. Now what? 8 and 11. 8 times 11 is 88 with a minus sign. So look for negative 88 times square root of 6. This is my option there. That's the right answer. Negative 88 times square root of 6. So it's very easy. Just simplify that by breaking it down into factors and look for the appropriate option. Okay. So let's go to the next problem. Here you have an expression 2 times square root of 8 times square root of 20. Which of these is equivalent to the expression? So let us once again simplify this. 2 times square root of 8, you can write it as 2 times 2 times 2, right? 8 can be broken down into factors so that 2 divides 8 4 times, again 2 and 2. So I have written 8 like this. 8 is a product of 2 written 3 times. Similarly, this 20 is what? You know 20 is 4 times 5, that is 4 is 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 5, that is your 20. Now, this 2 is outside already. This pair 2 times 2, 4. Square root of 4 came out to give you a 2. There is a 2 left behind. And go to this one. That 4 gives you a 2, came out. Inside you still have a 5. 5 is left over. Now what? Outside the square root you have these 3 2's. 2 times 2 times 2. That is 8. and inside the square root I have a 2 and I have a 5, and you can multiply those two. Whenever the product is there, you can just multiply them. 2 times 5 gives you a 10, right? So that is 8 root 10. Let me fix it up. Right. 2 times 5, that is 10. So 8 root 10, and do you have it anywhere here? Yes. This is the correct answer. Option C is right. Got it? So just break down these numbers which are inside the square root, simplify them and take out the square root. That's all. Okay, the next one. Which sum is irrational? Sorry, you are looking for a rational, so you have to eliminate irrationals. That's what I meant. Pi, you know, pi is an irrational number, right? It is 3.14, etc. So pi, if this is an irrational number, plus 18 will give you irrational. You won't get a rational, so I'll scratch it off. What about square root of 25 plus 1.75? I know square root of 25 is 5, right? 5 times 5 is 25. So square root of 25 is 5 plus 1.75. Add those two numbers. 5 plus 1 is 6.75. That is a decimal, and you can even write it as a fraction. 675 divided 100. Right? So this is rational. This is good. But let us check the other two options also. Now I have this number, square root of 3. I don't know what is the square root of 3, right? It is 1.732, etc. It is an irrational number. Irrational number plus this decimal is again irrational, so scratch off. This is not good. Similarly, pi is there. Pi and root 2 is also 1.414, etc. That is also not rational. Cancel out. So my only option is this. That is correct. This sum is a rational number, right? Good. Let's go to the next problem. Which product is irrational? That is a number that cannot be written as a fraction, like a over b, where a and b are your integral numbers, or p over q. You have to write it. You must be able to write it in the form of a fraction in order to be irrational. So if you cannot write, it becomes irrational. Let us see this now. Product of these two numbers, 2 times 50. Why I am multiplying here is, it's very simple. No? 2 times 50 is, that is 100, and square root of 100 is 10. So 10 is a rational number. 10 can be written as 10 over 1. So it is not irrational, but it is a rational number. So I'm looking for the number that cannot be written as a fraction. Now look at the next one. 64. Square root of 64 is 8. 64 is a perfect square, we know. 8 times 8, 64. Square root of 4 is 2. So 8 times 2 is 16. That is again a rational number. I'm looking for irrational. So cancel off. What about 9? Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And square root of 49 is 7, right? 7 times 7 is 49. Multiply, that is 21. Again, it is irrational. I don't need this. So the remaining leftover is this. Still, you can verify it. 10 times 8 is 80. Square root of 80 is, 16 times 5. 5 divided 16 times 16, and 5. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 root 5. Square root of 5 is still inside the square root, which is not a rational number. You cannot write it as a fraction. So this is what you need here. The answer is this. Square root of 8 times square root of 10. This product is irrational. Awesome. Let's go to the next. Here I have a rectangle. A rectangle has a length of 12 meters and a width of 400 centimeters. What is the perimeter in centimeters of the rectangle? So here we have to be careful with this problem. You see, the length, the given length is 12 meters and the width is 400 centimeters. And you are looking for the answer, the perimeter, you are looking for it in this centimeters. The units have to be centimeters. So we have to be careful with such information. Let I have a rectangle here. This is my rectangle. The length is 12. So the 12 meters, to convert it into centimeters, because so I'll first take this 12 meters, change it into centimeters. So 12 meters, and the ratio is, we know that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So multiply this with 100 centimeters over 1 meter to give me this meter, and meters cancel out. 12 is remaining there. 12 times 100 is 1200 centimeters. So that is my length. The length of this rectangle is 1200 centimeters. The width is 400 centimeters. So here I have 1200 and there also 400 centimeters. And you are looking for the perimeter. Just add all the four sides. By adding all the four sides, we get your perimeter of this rectangle, right? 1200 plus 400 plus 1200 plus 400. That is 2 times length plus 2 times width to give you 2400 plus 800. That is 32 or 3200 centimeters. So this is your answer. Please be careful with the units, meters and centimeters. Conversion is so very important. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned in for the second part. I'll continue with the next problems. Okay.